The news tonight. Anambra State Information Commissioner Nwosu has tasked journalists on improved professionalism. Anambra State government ready to stamp out touting and illegal revenue collection. Federal government drags ASU to industrial arbitration court in Abuja. Croatian passenger train crash kills 3, 11 seriously wounded. Before the news in detail, here is a special message. Governor Chukwuma Soludo has come for a total turnaround maintenance of the Anambra State economy and promotion of core Igbo values. Let us give him maximum support for the task ahead. Good evening and welcome to the news. My name is Maureen Stone Enujoke. Anambra State Commissioner for Information, Sir Paul Nwosu, says frequent workshop for journalists will ensure improvement in their practice. Commissioner Nwosu, who stated this when members of the Correspondent Chapel of Nigeria Union of Journalists, NUJ, paid him a courtesy visit at Jerome Udoji State Secretariat, Oka, and called for improved professionalism on the part of trained journalists in the state. Correspondent Joseph Ebocha filed the report.
He explained that though advent of social media brought about fake news, trained journalists are differentiable through practice and that discerning audience always recourse to mainstream media in news consumption. Commissioner Nwosu, who further explained that the Soludo administration is presently focused on key areas such as massive infrastructural development and addressing youth restiveness, said journalists are needed to achieve set objectives of the present administration, which he noted is open to constructive criticisms, and commended members for helping to achieve lofty ideas of the Soludo administration.
This life with every profession you do is still evolving. You cannot say no. This is the end. If I will no. Many things are bound to continue to happen. So how do you keep yourself abreast of all it is by training? Because there are people whose duty is to sit down and continue to look for new knowledge. And if you must flow with the time, you must continue to train your mind. And this area I'm talking about training. We need consistent training.
Earlier in his remark, the chairman of Correspondent Chapel of NUJ, Comrade Chuks Ilozue, who called for restoration of cordial relationship with the Soludo administration to enable members continuously contribute own quota in developing the state, also commended the governor for his developmental strides in the state and urged the commissioner to assist the chapel in its forthcoming workshop, due to hold in November. He noted that before the advent of social media, members of the chapel were the ones who passed information across to other parts of the country, adding that even presently, they remain the most authentic purveyors of news to the public.
Hi, Commissioner, sir. We are glad that you granted us audience today. Traditionally, the Commissioner of Information is regarded as the #1 journalist, most when you also practice journalism. This is why you were among the first professionals to congratulate you and book for a courtesy visit. Perhaps the busy period of that time will not permit you to grant us audience there.
Contributing, the chairman of the workshop committee, Mr. David Eleke, said the workshop will help discuss issues around and about forthcoming general elections, especially as relates to Anambra, and called for the support of the commissioner.
Some of us have known you even far beyond this administration, who just came a few months ago. And we know also that you are very well acquainted with the workings of journalism and journalists themselves. By that I mean that it will not be anything new to you how journalists practice and how journalists relate.
The Director of Information of the Ministry, Mr. Tony Nweke, among others, were present during the visit. In Oka, Joseph Ebocha reporting for ABS News.
The Joint National Association of Persons with Disabilities, JNAPD, Anambra State Chapter, has organized a one-day public presentation of abridged Igbo and Pidgin version of Anambra State Disability Rights Law in Oka. We have the details.
In his speech, the chairman of JNAPD Anambra, Comrade Ugochukwu Okeke, stated that the major aim of producing the abridged copy was to make it handy accessible and easy to read by everybody to create more awareness about the law as well as mobilize support for its speedy implementation. He said they have done several advocacies to relevant stakeholders and carried out sensitization programs through radio and television with the support from European Union's ROLAC in Anambra State. He explained that the law seeks to eliminate all forms of discrimination against persons with disabilities and equalize their opportunities in all aspects of life in the society, and recalled that Anambra State House of Assembly on the 13th September 2018 passed Disability Rights Bill into law and was assented to by Governor Willie Obiano, and commended ROLAC for funding the translation and production of abridged versions copies of Igbo and copies of pidgin languages of the law. The state program coordinator of Rule of Law and the Anti-Corruption ROLAC in Anambra State, Mrs. Josephine Ona, in her goodwill message, expressed satisfaction with the success story recorded by Jonapid in space of 5 years and called for more sensitization and awareness creation on the need for immediate implementation of the provisions of the Anambra State Disability Right Law. She tasked Jonapid Anambra State not to relent in championing disability rights issues, whether funded or not, especially now that a new administration has commenced, while expressing optimism that someday public buildings like the State Civil Service Secretariat will have elevators and be very accessible for persons with disabilities. Delivering his goodwill message, the chairman of the Anambra State Disability Rights Commission, Barrister Chuks Ezewuzie, represented by the coordinator of operations in the commission, Mr. Samuel Okoro, thanked ROLAC for the funding and support given to Jonapid that enabled them to achieve so many success stories for the disability community in Anambra State. Barrister Ezewuzie also called for immediate funding from the government, private individuals and development partners, as it will help keep the commission working effectively as expected. A representative of the Anambra State Association of Town Union, Honorable Ikechukwu Ofokansi, promised that he will disseminate the information to other presidents general through sensitization, and assured of their commitment to play their role as it relates to implementation of the law. The law captures a wide range of issues of rights, privileges, and societal interests of over 2 million persons with disabilities in Anambra State. The high point of the event was the official unveiling of the abridged Igbo and pidgin versions of the disability law.
The Special Advisor to Governor Chukwuma Soludo on Security and State Coordinator Anambra Joint Enforcement Team, ANJIT, retired Air Vice Marshal Ben Chobi, says the state government is determined to stamp out touting and illegal revenue collectors in the state. Air Vice Marshal Chobi made this known during a sensitization and awareness campaign by ANJIT, which kicked off from Obunike in Oyi local government area. Correspondent Chibuzo Okoye reports.
The campaign attracted officials of the Federal Road Safety Corps, officers of the Anambra State Traffic Management Agency, Operation Clean and Healthy Anambra, the Nigerian Red Cross Society, including their Anambra State Chairman, Professor Peter Kachi, among others. The team visited various markets in Obunike, Ogidi, Onisha, and the environs. Addressing the market men and women in each market visited, Air Vice Marshal Chobi said that ANJET was set up in line with the governor's promise to rid Anambra State of touts and illegal revenue collectors who disturb motorists and harass people doing legitimate businesses across the state. The state ANJET coordinator maintained that they want to strengthen the 4 cardinal pillars of the Soludo administration, as well as entrench sanity and instill discipline and rule of law, and urged the Anambra to report anybody or group of persons harassing residents of the state under any guise. The special advisor further warned various community youths in the state to desist from intimidating legitimate developers who have certificate of occupancy of their property, as Governor Chukwuma Soludo's government will deal decisively with any community youth body found wanting.
Our jobs are well cut out for us in line with the directive of Mr. Governor, Professor Charles Chukwuma Soludo, CFR, the governor of our Anambra State. You may recall that at his inaugural speech, he promised in the Anambra that he was going to clear Anambra roads and streets of touts, because that was one cardinal demand that Ndi Anambra made.
The senior special assistant to Governor Soludo on security, Maazị Chukwuma Okpalaezuhu, who is also the Anambra North Senatorial Zone Coordinator of ANJET, said that they will work in line with the provisions of the law and the mission and vision of Governor Soludo to make Anambra a prosperous and livable homeland.
We shall, in tandem with the provisions of the law and mandates of the executive governor to ANJET, sanitize Anambra State of touts, ensure that illegal revenue collectors do not continue to disturb innocent citizens on their businesses. We shall ensure that our people do no longer dispose waste indiscriminately. We shall ensure that Anambra is sanitized, stable, and livable within a short period of time.
Various market leaders who spoke during the awareness campaign thanked the state government for setting up the team and promised to give them all the necessary support to excel in their new assignment. The team carried various placards with inscriptions like "Pay your tax, dispose your waste responsibly, obey traffic regulations, no more touting," among others. From Ogbunike, in Oyi local government area, this is Chibuzo Okoye for ABS News.
For Mrs. Chinyere Osiegwe, who could not go home long after she was delivered of a set of twins at Nnamdi Azikiwe University Teaching Hospital, Nnewi, Friday, 9th of September 22, was a day to remember with happiness and gratitude to God. This is because Dr. Mrs. Flora Elonzo, founder of the Center for Psychic and Healing Administration, CEPHA, OCA, paid off the over 300,000 naira outstanding hospital bill in favor of the mother of the twins. Onyinye Akubeze has the details.
Mrs. Elonzo had embarked on the philanthropic gesture to the hospital in commemoration of her 76th birthday, which falls on September 24th. While handing over the cash to the matron, she thanked God for the gift of the newborn, noting that as a mother who understood the plight of the new mother, she decided to help, and thanked the staff of the hospital for ensuring safe delivery, while urging well-meaning people to help the less privileged people who are struggling to pay their hospital bills. Dr. Mrs. Elonzo also advised women who are having difficulty conceiving to use natural resources.
Big clinic my birthday last year. Ọtụtụ no years na amụrụ nwa bịa na nke m fadisi ime mụọ nwa. Ọ nwere onye nọ 22 years bịa na nke m ọ mụrụ ejima. Ọtụtụ ndị na mụ ejima. Anyị enwego so many things. So many things. Mmadụ na-eji ọbụla oge mbụ ka amụrụ ejima amụrụ fe etu a gọọmenti na-ete mana kịta ọ dịrọzi etu a ọ ya ka nna ya onye ọbụla ọ bụrụ na m nwenarịsị no experience m nwe anọ m 7 years tupu ndị mụba kịta amụmụ ụmụ ịsaa nwee 4 medical doctors nwee my own clinic ka anyị na-apụta ebutere patient all the way from Enugu mana nsị na ga-abịa lele ya ndị nọọsụ ike agwụkwa n'ụlọ makwa na aka unu nyere na Chukwu ga-esi etu a wee sachaa unu adị m happy na Chukwu sachara mụnwa mana na-echeta n'onwe ndị nọ n'afọ ndị anyị okwuziri ndị ọnwa ife ọbụla fọdụrụ na ama m na ọ ga-m celebrate my daughter my 50th birthday. Wee gụgharịa n'ụlọ ọgwụ niile eji eme ugwu ọba ejelu m ebe na ebe eji eme ọka kwa ndị niile onwe ndị ukwu kalịrị etu a ndị nọ n'ụlọ ọgwụ ndị eji kwụọ alụfụ ụgwọ. Ama m na o nwere ndị dọkịta ụfọdụ o metụ n'obi ka sị na fa na-anụ olu na redio na fama ewepụ onye dị etu a.
Responding, Mrs. Chinwe Eze, the matron in charge of the Special Baby Care Unit, thanked Dr. Flora for her generosity and wished her a happy birthday in advance. The beneficiary, Mrs. Chinwe Osigwe of Mbano, Imo State, thanked the benefactor for her assistance and prayed for God's blessing on her.
God bless you.
From Nnewi, I am Onye Agubeze reporting for ABS News.
Still to come on the news, federal government drags ASU to industrial arbitration court in Abuja. Croatian passenger train crash kills 3, 11 seriously wounded. Here is a special message. Governor Chukwuma Soludo has come for a total turnaround maintenance of the Anambra State economy and promotion of core Igbo values. Let us give him maximum support for the task ahead. Don't go away. We'll be back right after this timeout.
Ovaltine, 3-in-1. It has great taste.
Big day ahead.
Yummy, yummy, full of nourishment and vitality. Antibodies and shock lights. So yeah, Ovaltine, 3-in-1. 3-in-1. Ovaltine, 3-in-1.
New Ovaltine 3-in-1. Smart choice for smart kids.
Ovaltine, 3-in-1. It has great taste.
Big day ahead.
Yummy, yummy, full of nourishment and vitality. Antibodies and shock lights. So yeah, Ovaltine, 3-in-1. 3-in-1. Ovaltine, 3-in-1.
New Ovaltine 3-in-1. Smart choice.
Traveling? You deserve the absolute best. Enjoy maximum comfort in our new buses with more legroom, reclinable seats, onboard entertainment, and much more. Pick your preferred seat. Choose your preferred schedule. Travel on your terms. Ready for a premium ride driven by the best captains out there? Book now.
Glad to have you back. The protracted dispute between the federal government and the Academic Staff Union of Universities, ASU, that has kept all public universities shut for more than 7 months has taken a new turn as the government has filed a case against the union at the Industrial Court. The Education Ministry's Trade Dispute Department has filed a case before the Industrial Arbitration Court in Abuja, which hearing would begin by Monday. The federal government has filed a case at the Industrial Court challenging the continued strike by the university teachers. This is in conformity with Section 17 of the Trade Disputes Act. ASU has embarked on strike since February 14 over government's failure to implement its demands on salaries and allowances of lecturers, improved funding for universities, as well as the adoption of UTAS against the federal government's preferred payment platform, Integrated Payroll and Personal Information System, IPAS. The federal government and the ASU leadership have engaged in a number of conversations, but none of them have yielded a positive result. At least 3 people were killed and 11 were injured when a passenger train collided with a stationary freight train in central Croatia. An Interior Ministry statement said the accident occurred near the central town of Novska, some 100 kilometers southeast of Zagreb. Prime Minister Andrej Plenković said 3 people were killed and 11 injured. The Prime Minister said the injured included foreign nationals but did not provide further details. None of the injuries were life-threatening. The cause of the collision was not yet known. In our sports, the Wheelchair Basketball World Championships in Dubai have been postponed to 2023 due to a conflict of dates with the FIFA World Cup, which will take place in neighboring Qatar. The tournament was due to take place from 16 to 27 November, but has now been moved to June 2023. The Dubai government directive is based on security, health concerns and capacity in Dubai at the time. Great Britain are the defending men's world champions from 2018. Great Britain's women won silver at the last edition of the championships in Hamburg, Germany 4 years ago. The remains of late Mrs. Nneka Obonwu of Oranto Village, Ukbo, in Dunukofia local government area of Anambra State have been laid to rest at her husband's compound. Until her death, she was the Director of Finance in Anambra Broadcasting Service, ABS. Emmanuel Chibota has the details.
At a funeral service held at the Anglican Church of Pentecost, Ukbo, the vicar, Reverend Canon Uchenna Umifekwem, reminded the congregation of the inevitability of death for all mortals and recognized the role the deceased played in church growth and development. According to Umifekwem, she was an active member of Women's Guild and Mothers Union at home and abroad, maintained close relationship with her family, and positively impacted many lives.
What you passed through, we were part of it. We followed you all through, both in prayers and physical. Onye anyị gbaka wee nọdụ anyị ga-emefe a ga-eji wee nwee nkasi obi maka na nwaanyị a n'ebe a bụ nwaanyị pụtara ifere nne o nwere ebe ọ na-ezo ezo ọ bụrụ mmadụ a na-ekpuchi ekpuchi ọ bụrụ mmadụ na-aghọ aghụghọ ọ bụrụ mmadụ in fact ịchọrọ ime ife ọjọọ ọgwụ ya mmadụ ikpe imebibi ihe dị ụzọ ime maka na ọ ya bụrụ na ahụ. That was this woman.
After the burial service, her corpse was taken to her compound for interment, where tributes from sympathizers revealed she was an outstanding woman of truth, disciplined, kind, honest, and a humanitarian who promoted and supported church and community development. As has been customary, ABS family in their numbers, led by its managing director, Sachido Obidiego, and represented by the Director News and Current Affairs Department of the establishment, Mr. Gay Papaleze, paid their condolences to the deceased family. Sachido recognized the outstanding role she played as staff and Director of Finance in ABS and charged the family to take solace in God as death remains a misery to all mortals.
Managing Director Sachido Obidiego akajuju bi ọrụ o nwere ebe gọọmenti jere o nwere ike iso ọrụ ebe a mana obi ego ya mana wasite na nsọ ka na-echite anya ife anyị na-asị na Chineke ga-enye gị obi ije ọ ga-eti ya aka n'obi maka na ọ ya machara uche onye ọbụla ọ na-eme gị mgbe ọbụla ịtụmasị ọ bụrụ na ị letekwa ọkapụtaka mmadụ site n'ime gị ihe a na-ekọtara ezinụlọ gị Chineke ga-eme ya n'aha
Responding, the deceased husband, Mr. Boniface Uguong, her children, Mr. Chikelo Uguong and Mrs. Cynthia Ezodo, described her as one of the strongest and best things that has ever happened to them, noting that her memories, sacrifice, and love will remain with them forever. While a son-in-law, Mr. Arinze Ezodo, said she was a mother everyone would pray for, praying God to grant her eternal rest.
I'm after my mom as Dorcas. I'm after Sister Peter. My mom did not die so early. She lived a fulfilled life. My mom is not just a good person. It's the best person that is on this planet. She has gone to rest with the Lord.
Late Uguong knew her name was survived by husband, children, grandchildren, and in-laws. Emmanuel Shubata for ABS News.
Remember, you can follow news and programs on ABS from many parts of the world by liking our Facebook page at ABS Radio Television Oka, subscribe to our YouTube page at ABS Television Oka, and follow us on Instagram at ABS Radio TV. Log on to our website www.absradiotv.com. And now a recap of the main points. Anambra State Information Commissioner Wosu has tasked journalists on improved professionalism. Anambra State government is ready to stamp out touting and illegal revenue collection. Federal government has dragged ASU to industrial arbitration court in Abuja. Croatian passenger train crash has killed 3, 11 seriously wounded. And here is a special message. Governor Chukwuma Soludo has come for a total turnaround maintenance of the Anambra State economy and promotion of core Igbo values. Let us give him maximum support for the task ahead. And that's it on the news for tonight. Thank you so much for watching. My name is Maureen Stone Inujoke. Good night and stay blessed.